What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react to Britain versus America. Who does it better? This is part two. If you missed part one, feel free to go check that out first. But today, I want to continue watching this video by Lost in the Pond, which is comparing Britain to America and seeing which country does certain things better. In part one, we talked about a couple different topics already, like which country is more friendly, which country has better public transport, which country has better city life, stuff like that. And currently, we stand at Britain with 6 points and the USA with 5. We're losing. I'm getting a little nervous here, I'm gonna be honest, because this whole video so far, America has been kind of trailing behind Britain in this comparison. But I have to admit, I've agreed with most of this analysis so far, to be completely honest. So I'm really curious to see what's going to happen here today. Who does it better? America or Britain? Let's find out. Okay, parks. Who does it better? Parks. I have no idea what the park situation is like in Britain. I haven't the faintest idea. In America, usually cities, towns, whatever size, have parks. And from my experience, in the places I've lived in the United States, usually have pretty nice parks, public amenities, clean, open spaces with, different stuff, tennis courts, jungle gyms, places for the kids. I don't know. I'd say parks are pretty good in the United States. I don't know really what they're like in Britain.
Parks. How do you decide which country has the best parks? Because mostly I hate parks, whether that's municipal parks, theme parks, or national parks. It's like, ooh, I have to share this space with other humans and children, which is...
Yeah, if we're including national parks, I don't really get out and visit the American national parks around here. But I've heard they're pretty darn cool, and we definitely have a few of those. I don't know. It's like from what I've seen YouTube videos of parts of the UK, and I don't know if you guys technically have national parks. It just seems like huge areas of the UK are just outrageously beautiful landscapes. Like, it's ridiculous. So I don't know if that counts or what counts.
Which is why I like big parks, because all of the crowds are more spread out. St James's Park in London is one such place, although I do have a vague memory of being attacked there by ducks. On the other hand, America has bigger parks and a smaller population density than the UK. So for example, when I visited the Benjamin Harrison State Park in Indiana, it almost felt like I was walking through the apocalypse, but with nice trees.
I've had that experience as well. As long as you're in like a medium or small sized town or city in the United States, the parks are like not very crowded. I actually love that.
And as much as British people love the Lake District or the Peak District or the Cairngorms, they can't hold a candle to America's national parks. This is the country that came up with the idea in the first place. And when Alaska has 2 national parks that are larger not just than Snowdonia National Park in Wales, but also Wales, you know that the number of people per square mile will be smaller. So,
wow. He's giving parks to the United States. That means we're all tied up.
For my money, America's parks come with slightly more perks.
Nice. Cool. Architecture. No. No. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. I feel like we're going to lose this one. Hands down. Like, the architecture, from what I know of in Britain, You guys have a massive advantage in the sense that you are an older country. You have all this cool, old historical buildings and architecture. It's beautiful. We don't really have anything quite like that here in the United States. You guys have castles, freaking castles, in the UK. I have to say, Britain has to win with architecture, right? Unless for some reason he thinks that we got modern buildings, skyscrapers. Does that count for architecture? Can those be beautiful?
Architecture, now that's right up my street, literally. I'm a big fan of buildings and design. And Britain has centuries worth of architecture and takes the preservation of it very seriously.
Look at that.
America, on the other hand, doesn't so much. It is very telling that when you watch
Look at this. Look at this picture. This is so perfect. This is American architecture culture right here. Perfect example. Oh, God.
controlled demolition video on YouTube, the location is more often than not the United States.
There it goes.
And yet, I am a big sucker for brutalism and tall buildings. And Chicago has plenty of that. In fact, it has a plethora of architectural styles, including not just brutalism, but Art Deco and new And I like it. I like what it does to me. It makes me feel like I should be a photographer who slings webs for a living. And so even though I have huge respect for stupidly old English minsters, I like the look of American city skylines and also some of the housing styles, including colonial style houses or other ones that I see around Chicago like
Okay. I was thinking more about buildings. A house is a building. A house is a form of building. I don't know why I thought that didn't count. I was thinking like big office buildings and skyscrapers in like a city. A house. So the American style house he likes? Okay. I've never really thought about that.
the Queen Anne style, or quite particular to Chicago, the Greystone. So for the first time in as many days, the United States of America has gone into the lead.
Whoa. On architecture? I was pretty sure we were going to lose this one. I mean, all of this is like subjective, let's be honest. It's just opinion, but it's funny cuz he's British in America, and I think the novelty of like what America looks like really factors into his analysis. But I think for me as an American looking at some of the British architecture, the novelty of that rubs off on me where I'm like, whoa, Britain has some really cool different stuff. And that's exactly what he's thinking about America. So I would have given this to Britain, to be honest. But for the sake of the video, this is what we're going with. So healthcare. Healthcare. All right. Yeah, like there's literally no way this doesn't go in Britain's favor here. We could just skip this section. We don't need to talk about American healthcare. We don't have to. We could just skip it. Pretend it's not a thing. American healthcare, the insurance system we have is a joke. The coverage is a joke. The actual care that you get in America, as long as you can afford it, if you can afford the insurance plans and the deductibles and the down payments and the co-pays and the bills, if you can afford all of it, the actual care that you get in America is very, very good. Some of the best in the world. I always have a great experience at the hospital. I've been to the emergency room. They see you very quickly. They're very nice and efficient and give great help. That's not the problem. The problem is the cost and the affordability and getting it to everybody. That's where in Britain it sounds like with your system, it's just a lot better.
But with this category, I dare say that America's chances of victory just took a major blow to the arse. Because the American healthcare system is completely and utterly a little bit silly. Yeah. And I don't just mean that from the point of view of the individual cost, but also, and I don't think people talk about this enough, how convoluted it is. Yeah. And I first saw signs of this when I signed up for my first health insurance. Yeah. When it started saying things like, you'll need to pay a deductible for this or a copay for that. I don't know what any of those words mean. And that particular confusion was born out of the fact that in Britain, Britain, this scenario wouldn't even exist.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. A world where this isn't how it is. Basically, healthcare is like it's for profit in America. It's a for-profit business. Businesses are trying to make money off of your health. That's the fact, and that's not a good feeling. Yeah, deductibles and copays, those are just money that you have to pay up front before your insurance plan starts to kick in, basically, and start helping you. Then your insurance plan reduces the overall cost of whatever your healthcare bill would normally be. Let's say if you go to the emergency room and you broke your arm and they give you a cast and fix it, they would have sent you home with a bill for like $5,000 or $6,000 if you have your healthcare insurance plan, as you should, so you're not totally screwed. You're probably going to be sent home with a $1,000 bill. Still outrageous. Still something most people are going to struggle with immensely, but 1,000 versus 6,000, it does make a big difference and maybe not ruin your entire life. That's how the American system kind of goes. And then don't even get me started on you show up to a certain hospital and they say, you're not covered here. You're out of network. Your insurance, we don't carry your insurance here. We don't accept it. So go to another hospital or pay full price. Your choice while you're bleeding out on the floor dying. Yeah, that's American healthcare.
Sure, we pay contributions to national health insurance, but after that everything's covered by the National Health Service, which I miss, and so because of that...
Oh, you do have some kind of insurance in... Is that what he said, in Britain?
Insurance.
National health insurance or something? I didn't know about... Anyway, it's also mostly covered by, like, the...
After that, everything's covered by the National Health Service.
National Health Service and your guys is paying taxes, tax money, right? Stuff like that.
Which I miss, and so because of that, I make the scorecard Britain 7, the United States 7.
Yeah. Food! Food! This is a funny one. This video is... What an incredible video. This is just so... what's the word? This is all very controversial. Controversial. That's what I'm trying to say. All of this, comparing these things between Britain and America, but it makes for a good video, that's for sure. This is good stuff. Food. The food in America. I know we have a reputation of being very, very unhealthy as a country. That's absolutely true. The stuff that is in our food is ungodly. It's the sugar, the corn syrup, the preservatives, and the food dyes, and all this weird stuff that is only allowed in American food, but apparently is a lot of this stuff is like banned in other countries from what I understand, and it's only in our American. So our American stuff, very, very, very bad for you. Now, is that the question? That might not be what we're comparing here. Is the food taste good in America? Or does it taste better in Britain? Are the options better? American food, what are we talking about? Like hamburgers and pizza and like barbecue? What's American food? American food, you get a very big serving size. That's nice. American food is good for leading you to an early death, but you might be happy along the way because the food is very, very tasty and very bad for you, and you get a lot of it. Britain, I've learned about some of the British traditional dishes that don't really exist here, and a lot of those seem very interesting, and to me, some of them seem a little strange, but that's probably true for Brits. American food probably seems strange, so let's see here.
Ah yes, food, the source of our delight and many of our healthcare problems. But which country generally does food better? Well, This is a bloody hard one to answer, but...
Yeah, how do you even answer this?
I'm going to go with my intuition on this. You know, people often say to me, like I can do anything about it, that, ooh, British food is bland.
Well, look at that. You got pasties, pies, sausage rolls. We don't have any of this stuff.
Firstly, you don't know about the joys of a sausage roll, or of Yorkshire puddings, or of fish and or chips.
True.
I love British food, and if the saying is true that you are what you eat, I am 67% British food myself, but only because most of my life was spent there so far. Because American food continues to broaden my horizons and waistline. Because perhaps just as good as Old England's fish and chips is
Oh, ranch. Ranch, yeah.
New England's clam chowder and
I thought that was ranch. I think ranch dressing is like a big American thing as well. Clam chowder, Subway sandwiches.
you've had the joy of watching me try for the first time a Philly cheesesteak.
Oh,
Philly
really
cheesesteak.
That is really good. No, I take it all back. Cheese Whiz is my new hero.
It's good. It's good. The food is bad for you, but it tastes very good. That's the caveat.
What rhymes with cheesesteak? Sea snake, but also cheesecake. I do love a good American cheesecake. Why am I Welsh? And I try to think of it like this. I miss a lot of British foods. But one day, if I ever leave America, will I miss more American foods than I do British ones? And I think due to the American variety, the answer to that is yes. And so even though I didn't even remotely believe this before moving to the United States,
Yes.
I think it has the better food.
I am pretty sure this isn't even an exaggeration. American food is addictive because of what they put in it. Like seriously, in our bread even. I've seen videos where the ice cream that you buy from the store, people leave it out overnight and it doesn't melt. The ice cream doesn't melt. What the heck is in that stuff? I don't know. But it's all very, very tasty and addictive. That's kind of why we have a huge health problem in America. But if we're going off like taste, I think that's what he's going off of, like that he loves the taste of American food. Chocolate. This is its own category, separate to food. Chocolate gets its own category. Okay, I watched a video about like sort of the differences between American and British chocolate a while ago. American chocolate is very, very different to chocolate in Europe. I've had European chocolate. I've tried British chocolate bars. They're very, very good. And they taste more how chocolate should, I think. British chocolate tasted less artificial, like you could eat more of it and not feel disgusting and sick. American chocolate can taste kind of waxy, very sugary. I'm used to it, so I like it. But the British chocolate was a very nice change of pace, almost like a relief. Like, oh, this chocolate isn't like slapping me in the face. I'm not sure which way he's going to go with this.
And so we're down to the final category with America in a 1-point lead. And
This is the final category? Wow. So either this is going to be a tie or the U.S. is going to win. I think this is going to be a tie. I think this is going to go to Britain. British chocolate. America like has a lot of chocolate in the Hershey company, but I think to Europeans who try American chocolate say that our chocolate tastes like vomit. Like it literally has that chemical in it or something. That's what I've heard.
British subscribers are thinking, come on, Lawrence, American chocolate is bland. Don't you try to hoodwink us for the sake of tension and clicks. But that's not what I'm doing, because when you live in America for more than a decade, you start to see beyond the usual stereotypes. And this includes their chocolate. They find different ways to work in peanut butter, something that most Brits wouldn't even think to do.
What do you guys don't have like Reese's cups? Like chocolate peanut butter cups? What?
I said, I often think of the chocolate I left behind in Britain, because British chocolate, like Crunches or Twirls or the Curly Whirly, were the candy of my childhood. And when it comes to chocolate,
I've tried quite a few of these in a video I did a while ago, actually. These were very, very good. Very interesting. Very different to the chocolate bars we have here.
you can't beat nostalgia. So, apologies, America. On this one, I'm going to go with Britain.
All right. I think for a couple of reasons, you got to go with Britain there. Like, for many different reasons. And that brings us to a tie, which is a very diplomatic way to end the video.
British chocolate might not be the best in the world, but it's the best in mine.
Okay.
And
Final
so, what do you
score.
know? It's a tie. And already I can hear my American subscribers going, "Ooh, Lawrence, of course you would make this a tie. You're a fan of soccer in which nobody ever wins." Okay, so America prefers it when someone, i.e. America, wins. So, in that spirit, let's do a tiebreaker.
What? We're doing this? We're doing a tiebreaker? We're really doing this?
And that tiebreaker question, plucked from the top of my head, is this. Which of the two countries has a better Windsor Castle? Wait, no, I'm being told that's biased. So, in the interest of an alternative, which country has won more World Series than any other? Right, I'm not very good at this. In that case, it's a tie. So well done to both countries for equally outdoing the other. And before I go, if you like the work I do...
Okay. Again, this was by Lost in the Pond. Really funny, really great channel. And this was a great video he did. It really, you know, this is for fun. This is for fun, and it's kind of good that it ended in a tie, because, like, I'm not trying to say one country out there is better than another country. Countries are just different. Cultures are different. And there's great things about, you know, all cultures, really. And this was a fun comparison, though. And it definitely highlighted a lot of things that Britain just does better than the United States that I hadn't really thought about before. So I enjoyed this. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on any of these scores or the different categories and topics we talked about. That'd be fun to hear about, especially from the British perspective. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Britain and learning about British culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.